Consider this for a moment. Every single thing you do, say, or experience is rooted in what you assume to be true about yourself. Confidence isn't something you build up like a wall, brick by brick, hoping one day it'll be finished. It's not a prize you win after a lifetime of effort or a mask you put on when you need to look strong. Confidence is assumed. It's a mental acceptance. The law of mind is always working. Always. Whether you realize it or not. You are always assuming something about yourself and about your life, and reality faithfully reflects those assumptions back to you like a mirror that never lies. Let me share something with you. People spend years trying to gather enough evidence to finally feel confident. They try to earn it through success, through praise, through collecting achievements, but this is the long road and it never quite leads where you think it will. Here's what most people don't realize. The moment you assume you are confident, the subconscious mind begins to organize your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions to match that assumption. It's not about waiting for proof. It's about accepting deep within that this is who you are. Think about this. Have you ever met someone who just seems to know who they are? They walk into a room and you feel it immediately. You can see it in the way they move, the way they speak, the way they look at the world. You might wonder how they got that way. Did they take a class in confidence? Did they read the right book? No. At some point, they simply accepted an idea about themselves and everything else followed. The law of mind does not care if your assumption is large or small, positive or negative. It simply takes what you impress upon it and brings it into form. If you're always thinking, I'm not enough, or it's hard for me to be confident, the subconscious doesn't argue. It accepts the suggestion and sets about proving it true. Let me explain what's really happening so you can see how powerful this is. Your subconscious mind is like fertile soil. Whatever seed you plant, whether it's the seed of confidence or the seed of doubt, that's what will grow. And most people are not planting deliberately. They are reacting to circumstances, letting the outside world tell them who they are. They wait for someone to tell them they're good enough before they feel good enough. They wait for a result before they believe in themselves. But the law of mind doesn't work that way. It works by inner acceptance first, outer results second. You don't become confident because you succeed because you assume confidence. It starts on the inside and moves outward always. Here's what I want you to really understand. Every repeated thought, every feeling you dwell on, every expectation you hold, these are all suggestions you are giving to your subconscious mind. If you are always doubting yourself, always questioning, always waiting for permission, you are impressing those suggestions day in and day out. The results in your life are simply the harvest. But you can change the seed. You can choose a new assumption. The moment you accept, I am confident now, and you allow yourself to feel what that means, you set a new process in motion. Your subconscious doesn't judge or delay. It simply accepts. This is why prayer, affirmation, and mental acceptance are so powerful. They are tools to deliberately impress your chosen idea, your chosen identity onto the deeper mind. And the deeper mind, the subconscious, always finds a way to bring your assumption into reality. Think about this. When you pray or affirm something, you're not begging for a change. You're not asking for something outside yourself to give you what you lack. You are declaring right now, this is who I am. I am confident. Not I hope to be, not I wish I could be, but I am. That is the language the subconscious understands. It does not respond to pleading or hoping. It responds to assumption and acceptance. The law of mind is always at work, never resting, never pausing. The moment you accept an idea, the moment you allow yourself to feel it as true, the wheels begin to turn. You'll notice your posture change, your tone of voice change, even the way you see the world begins to shift. Here's what most people don't realize. It's not about ignoring reality. It's not about pretending to be confident while you secretly feel small. It's about accepting a new reality within and letting that inner acceptance call forth a new outer experience. When you mentally accept, I am confident, you are giving your subconscious a direct order. You are saying, this is the pattern now. And the subconscious, faithful, precise, always creative, sets about making it so. If you affirm it consistently, if you refuse to be swayed by temporary appearances, you will see evidence begin to show up. People will respond to you differently. Opportunities will seem to open up. It will feel natural because you are no longer waiting. You are no longer seeking. You are having. You are being. Consider this. Most people spend their lives reacting to the world instead of directing it from within. They see something happen, and then they let that event tell them what to think and how to feel. If they have a good day, they feel good. If they face a challenge, their confidence crumbles. But It's not the outer world that determines your inner state. It's the other way around. Your assumptions shape reality. Your identity comes first. Outer results follow. The law of mind is not something you use once and put away. It's operating all the time, in every area of your life. You are always assuming something, even if you're not aware of it. If you wake up each morning expecting self-doubt, you train your subconscious to deliver exactly that. If you go into situations expecting to shrink back, that becomes your pattern. But the moment you choose a new assumption, the moment you decide, I am confident now, everything begins to change. Let me share something with you. There is no power in waiting for circumstances to change before you change your mind. The real power is in deciding who you are regardless of what you see right now. That's faith over fear. Faith is the acceptance of an idea before the evidence appears. Fear is waiting for proof, holding back, doubting, and hesitating. You don't have to fight fear. You simply have to choose faith. You assume confidence, and you let the law of mind do its perfect work. Let me explain how patterns are formed, because this is where so many people get stuck. Every time you react to life from a place of doubt or worry, you strengthen that pattern. The subconscious mind learns by repetition. It receives the same message over and over, and it forms a habit. Soon you find yourself acting out the same old script, even when you want to change. But here's what most people don't realize. You can give your subconscious a new script. You can impress a new idea. That's what prayer, affirmation, and constructive suggestion are for. You don't have to wait years to feel different. The moment you accept a new idea with feeling, the process begins. The subconscious mind responds to feeling, not just words. If you say, I am confident, but you feel weak inside, you're sending a mixed signal. But if you say, I am confident, and you allow yourself to feel, even for a moment, what that would be like, you're planting a real seed. That's mental acceptance. That's the key. You don't have to force results. You simply persist in your new assumption. The law of mind will take care of the rest. Think about this. If you have spent years practicing doubt, it may take some practice to assume confidence naturally. That's normal. But every time you return to your chosen idea, every time you say, Mom, I am confident now, you are building a new pattern. The outer world may test you, old thoughts may come up, but your job is simple. Return to your assumption, act from it, speak from it, live from it. Here's what most people don't realize. The subconscious mind does not argue or reason. It simply accepts whatever idea you impress upon it, especially when that idea is backed by feeling. If you constantly talk about your lack of confidence, if you rehearse your failures in your mind, the subconscious takes that as a command. It sets about making it true in your experience. But the moment you begin to speak differently, to affirm, I am confident, I am capable, I move through life with ease, and you allow yourself to feel the truth of those words, you are giving the subconscious a new direction. It will respond just as faithfully as before, but now in your favor. Let me share something with you. Many people think that confidence is something you have to wait for, or something that will arrive if you do enough. But you don't wait for confidence. You decide, you assume it. And the moment you assume it, you begin to see evidence of it. It's not magic and it's not wishful thinking. It's the law of mind in action. If you assume you are confident, you will begin to act and speak and move as a confident person does. People around you will sense it. Opportunities will seem to appear. You'll find yourself responding to life, not from old habits of doubt, but from your new identity. The law is always working. Your only task is to choose what you will accept as true about yourself. Think about this. Every belief you hold about yourself started as a suggestion. Maybe someone said something to you when you were young. Maybe you picked up an idea from experience. Over time, you accepted it, and now you live it. But you are not bound by the past. The law of mind does not care how long you have believed something. It only cares about what you accept now. If you have lived for years with self-doubt, you can choose a new assumption today. The past does not dictate the future unless you keep repeating it. The moment you say, I am confident now, and you return to that idea again and again, you are planting a new seed. The subconscious mind will accept it. It doesn't matter if it feels unfamiliar at first. That's just the old pattern fading away. The new assumption, the effortlessly mind, will take root if you persist. Let me explain what's really happening when you use affirmation or prayer. You are not trying to force the world to change. You are changing your inner acceptance. You are saying, this is who I am now. And the law of mind brings your experience into harmony with your new state. You don't have to fight for confidence. You don't have to earn it. You simply accept it. You allow yourself to feel it. And as you persist, it becomes natural. It becomes who you are. Here's something else to consider. When you make a mental acceptance, when you say, I am confident, you are not pretending, you are choosing. There's a difference. Pretending is hoping no one will notice your doubt. Choosing is deciding to align your inner acceptance with the reality you desire. You are not waiting to feel confident. You are feeling it now on purpose. And the more you do this, the more natural it becomes. You'll start to notice small changes. You'll speak up when you used to hold back. You'll try new things without the old fear. You'll walk into a room and feel at home. That's the law of mind at work. Your outer world is beginning to reflect your inner assumption. Let me share something with you. You don't change patterns overnight, and you don't have to. The law is patient and faithful. As you impress your new idea, as you return to your affirmation, I am confident, you are building a new structure in the mind. The subconscious will accept it more and more deeply until it becomes automatic. That is assumed confidence. Not constructed, not assembled, but accepted. This is why faith is always more powerful than fear. Fear waits for proof. Faith decides now. When you choose faith, when you accept that you are confident now, you rise above old patterns. Your experience begins to match your new assumption. Let me explain how constructive suggestion works, because this is the heart of deliberate change. Every time you suggest something to yourself, I am confident, I am capable, I move with ease, you are impressing that idea on the subconscious. The subconscious doesn't argue. It doesn't say, are you sure? It simply begins to express the new idea. But here's what most people don't realize. You must persist. One suggestion is not enough to change a lifetime pattern. You must return to your chosen idea, especially when the old doubts come up. That's when the change is happening. The old pattern is fading. The new pattern is taking root. You don't have to battle with your mind. You simply return to your chosen assumption. You act from it. You speak from it. You live from it. The law of mind will do the rest. Think about this. You would not expect a seed to sprout the moment you plant it. You water it, you care for it, and you trust the process. It's the same with confidence. You plant the idea, I am confident, and you nurture it with repetition and feeling. The subconscious will bring it forth. Your job is to remain faithful to your assumption, even when the outer world seems unchanged. The moment you persist, the moment you refuse to give in to old doubts, everything begins to shift. Consider this. Faith is not a feeling you wait for. Faith is a decision you make. You decide, I am confident now, and you live from that place. You may feel nervous. You may feel uncertain. That's normal. But you don't let those feelings run the show. You choose your assumption. You trust the law of mind to bring it into form. Let me share something with you. The most powerful prayer is not the one you say once and forget. It's the prayer you return to, quietly, confidently, every day. I am confident. I am secure. I am at ease in every situation. You say it, you feel it, you accept it. That is how you impress the subconscious. The outer world will catch up. It has to. That is the law. If you find yourself slipping back into old patterns, don't be discouraged. Simply return to your chosen idea. Remind yourself, I am confident. The law of mind is faithful. It never fails. The only thing you need is persistence. If you persist in your new assumption, the results will come, first within, then without. Let me explain something very important here. When you assume confidence, you are not ignoring your situation. You are not denying your feelings. You are choosing a new relationship to yourself. You are saying, no matter what happened before, no matter what I feel now, I accept a new idea. That is real power. You don't have to fix every thought or solve every problem before you can be confident. You simply accept it now. The law of mind will handle the details. Let me share something with you. Many people wait for the perfect moment to feel confident. They wait for a sign, for approval, for everything to feel right. But the law does not wait. The moment you accept a new idea, the process begins. If you persist, it will grow. Confidence is not something you gather from the outside. It is something you accept within. Everything else follows. The more you return to your chosen idea, I am confident, the more natural it becomes. It moves from thought to feeling to action. That is the path. You don't have to force it. You simply accept it and let the law of mind do what it does best. Think about this. When you live from your assumption, you are not reacting to life. You are directing it. You are saying, this is who I am. This is what I expect. The world may test you. Old doubts may surface, but your job is simple. Return to your assumption. Each time you do, you strengthen the new pattern. Each time you act from your chosen idea, you give the subconscious more evidence to accept. The law of mind is always on your side. It is always working in your favor when you direct it. Let me share something with you. You don't have to convince anyone else of your confidence. You don't have to prove it. You simply accept it for yourself. The results will speak for themselves. People will notice the change. Circumstances will shift, but it all starts on the inside. The outer world is a reflection of your inner acceptance. When you change your assumption, you change your experience. That is the law. Here's what I want you to really understand. You are always assuming something whether you realize it or not. You are always impressing ideas onto your subconscious mind. If you want to see a new result, you must choose a new assumption. You must persist in it, especially when the old patterns try to pull you back. That's where real change happens. The moment you say, I am confident now, and you mean it, the process begins. The law of mind is faithful. It will bring your new idea into form. You don't have to know how. You don't have to force it. You simply trust the process. If you persist, the results will come. It's not magic. It's the law. Let me share something with you. Every time you return to your chosen idea, every time you act from your new identity, you are building the life you desire. Confidence is not a prize you win. It is an identity you assume. Everything else follows. Let me explain why this matters. When you assume confidence, you are free to live fully. You are not held back by fear or doubt. You are not waiting for permission. You are not reacting to life. You are directing it. The law of mind is always on. It is always responding to your acceptance. If you accept confidence, you will live confidently. If you accept doubt, you will live in doubt. The choice is always yours. Let me share something with you. You don't have to wait for the world to change before you change. You can choose a new idea now. If you persist, you will see the results. The law of mind is faithful. It never fails. Your only task is to choose your assumption and return to it again and again. Confidence is assumed. It is not constructed. It is not gathered from the world. It is accepted within. The world responds to your acceptance. Think about this. Every experience in your life is a reflection of what you have accepted as true about yourself. If you want to change your experience, change your assumption. Assume confidence. Assume success. Assume ease. The law of mind will bring it to you. This is not a theory. It is a principle always operating. You are always assuming something. You are always impressing ideas on your subconscious mind. If you want a new result, you must persist in your new assumption. That is the way. Let me share something with you. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the answers. You simply have to choose your assumption, accept it, and persist. The law of mind will do the rest. Confidence is not a struggle. It is an acceptance. The moment you accept it, everything begins to change. Test this for yourself. Assume confidence. Return to it again and again. Watch as the law of mind brings your new idea into experience. Remain consistent. Trust the process. The law never fails.